Hi, I'm Slammy Jammy, and yesterday I got to try the New World Open Beta. I played the Open Beta last year, so I was quite excited to see what had changed and what the studio had done to improve the game quality. So yesterday evening, me and some friends eventually managed to get online, and this is just some footage and honest opinions of our first 4 to 5 hours of the game. Right now, if I had to describe the game in 6 words based on yesterday's experience, I'd probably say,
sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Just for context and a bit of explanation, this video itself is made from my stream on Twitch. So I streamed it for about 4 or 5 hours. So this video is made from footage from that, and then obviously with me commentating over some of it, and some of it there's no commentary, it's just the actual stream itself where we're discussing the issues. So the first issue that everyone would have experienced was the logging queues. Now, it's a beta, so it's perfectly understandable, and hopefully they were doing it on purpose just to try and test out the servers, so they were essentially making people queue to check that the queue system works, which is perfectly fine. And every MMO, any big game you try and play on release, especially MMOs, there's always queues. I don't really get why in this day and age with the tech we've got, we still have these queues. It's to be expected, but it's still disappointing. It'll still be disappointing if on release day, as soon as you're trying to play a game, or you're spending the majority of release day in a queue, if that goes into live, it's just going to be, I'm not saying that alone's going to be disappointing, but if they don't fix the other things, that'll just be the first thing, in a long list of things that are going to be very disappointing.
Many hours later.
The next thing, and this is probably one of the biggest things, and it covers a lot of kind of problems, but it's the overall optimization or performance of the game. It just doesn't flow. It doesn't feel great. On the first mission when it's you by yourself and you're just fighting the mobs, that's fine, and that plays almost like a single player game. It's very fluid. But as soon as you start going into cities, it's awful. As soon as you start doing group content, like big PvP, it just becomes very clunky. And I don't think there's anything they can do to fix that. I think that's just how the game's going to be. But that is a big thing, and it's a big overall arcing thing of that. Just in general, the performance of the game isn't great.
I feel like my process is struggling. I need to.
I feel like the more I play it, the more jittery it's becoming. I don't know if it's just because the city's getting more and more people, but
yeah, no, the city's bad.
Starting to notice it more and more. Does the map seem a bit sticky to you guys?
Sticky?
When not sticky, I don't know. When you just move it, the frame rate seems really bad of the map.
I'll check mine.
Yeah, not jittery, but
yeah, when you move it, it's just not smooth. Because Will has just put in my chat that he'd rather play it when it's released and it's polished. I think this will be the same as.
Yeah, I don't
think it's getting any more polished than this. But they delayed it for a year to put. This doesn't seem that different to the beta we played last year.
No, it doesn't. I think they've changed some things, etc. I've not noticed something.
I reckon unless if they've changed the end game. I just don't get why they delayed it for so long. It looks nice, but the thing is, when they always make them look nice, is they never run as smooth. The reason why WoW runs so smooth is because it's got that weird cartoony graphics, and it can just it just flows really easily.
I mean, it is a beta, probably not.
Yeah, but it's the 5th beta, and it comes out in a month.
A drowned rat sailor we have here, don't we? Still, better off than.
Did the sound just stop? What the fuck? The next issue that I came across a lot, and my friends did towards the end of the evening, was the sound in game. For whatever reason, it just wasn't working properly. You would either not hear the music, you would not hear characters' dialogue, or you would just hear random sounds, a lot of ambient sound. I can just hear my character's basically his legs just chafing against his pants.
Jesus.
It's weird. It's the sound's not working. Oh, it's definitely broke. This for me is the biggest design flaw, and it's a very simple thing of when you check your character's inventory or your gear and you press tab or whatever you have bound to it, your character stands still. So this means that if you're running, especially in combat or in PvP, or you're running around and you're trying to get to your inventory to either change weapons or give yourself some health or move some food or just check your bags whilst auto-running, you can't, because your character stops and turns around and faces the camera and stands still. That needs to be removed from the game completely. Your character should not be affected by you opening your bags.
Wait, where are you going? Show your map again. Huh? You spawned somewhere else.
Really? I was going to say, how are you so far? You're over here, aren't you?
How did you spawn there?
I thought everyone spawned here.
No, I spawned in that bit.
This was one of the first issues that we discovered, and it's a good and bad issue. So when you spawn into the game, your spawn seems completely random. It seems that there's a few locations that level 1s can spawn into, which is fine, that's good, because it breaks up everyone trying to level in the same zone. Only issue with that though is you can't pick which one you want to start in. So if you want to level with your friends from the get-go, you can't, and it's quite a distance away. So it took me a good 8 minutes to walk from my starting zone to my friend's starting zone, and your quests don't just seem to jump. So if you've spawned at the very, very south of the map, you kind of have to stay there and do those quests. It's not like if you then go to the other zone that your quests kind of come with you, which would have been a cool addition if they were doing that. But again, it's a minor thing, but it's still quite annoying that if you and a bunch of friends were all going to play day one, you just kind of have to look at the draw if you all spawn each other. Potential gameplay design flaws, and this is only a very small one because I get why they've put this in, and it's the campfires. So it's the thing of when you're out in the world, you can put a campfire down, and it means if you die, you respawn at that campfire. The issue is with it is sort of two things. The main thing is that the campfires themselves create like a lag. And what I mean by this is if you go towards a city, you'll see it because the city itself will be surrounded by campfires. And it's because in the starting zones, everyone gets a quest to do it. Everyone has to go and put those campfires down. To fix it, those quests should be instanced. So you should be putting that campfire down by yourself in almost in a video. That shouldn't be in the real world. Because afterwards that, it wouldn't be a problem. Because when you're just out and about questing, the campfires are really useful, and the fact that you can use someone else's campfire is great. So you and your friends can be, or you yourself can be questing, you see a campfire and you can just attach yourself to it so you respawn. If you're in an open PvP area, you know you're about to possibly get killed, you can throw it down and you can just respawn there, get back into the fights. It does work well, but the problem is on launch or whenever you go towards a starting city, you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of campfires, and it's going to lag your system out to hell. Another thing they need to add is map markers. They need to tell you if it's someone's upstairs or downstairs. Because the settlements have multi-layers.
Why go on your map, open your map, and you can zoom in.
Yes,
yourself.
Yeah, but he's here. But look, there's is he on top of the ship? Is he below the ship? Is he this guy? No. This guy's marker looks like here he is. But why does this player have a green thing on his head that's kind of similar to this? Right, I'm not even looking at the map. I'm just going to follow the compass and see if it takes me right to this person. 1 meter? What? 1 meter?
Yeah, it's in this area, so it's behind me.
So it's that guy. I know for a fact it's the person I'm looking at now. But look at my compass. It's telling me to look this way.
How are we supposed to know that?
Look, he's telling me to go. He's telling me to go 1 meter this way. Okay.
Doesn't tell. Yeah, but it shouldn't have to tell you the exact spot. It's the general area.
I know it's that guy in front of me. But look, my compass is saying.
Look, what guy in front of you? It's the guy at the flag.
This is another thing that's stupid, right? So I'm in your party. You got the tiniest little blue square that keeps disappearing. Yet all these other random fucking retards have these huge fucking icons above them.
Well, I can make a company game should do it.
Yeah, do it. There's music in game, is that?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Does VoIP work? I think the proximity chat is a really, really cool feature. If it worked, and it would have been great to see that in the beta, that'd be a really cool thing. And I'm sure in the actual game it'll be fine, but we're a month away between the beta and the game. Why is it not working now?
They're shooting me. They're just literally chasing me.
Jimmy, leave him. Just don't bother.
Oh, Greens, follow me. Our fellow brethren is in hell. He's in hell. He's hell.
They just knocked me down.
If VoIP worked, I could have mustered a little crew then. Now, yes, there's a lot of negativity in this video, and I don't mean it to be all negative because there is some really cool points. First and foremost, PvP.
Let's go. So what weapons have we got?
We're getting shot. These guys, we're getting shot.
Behind?
Oh my god.
Yeah, go. Russian.
One's a 13.
I can heal. I
Yeah,
can
the-
heal you.
the,
By
the,
the way.
the guns suck. Just charge
Don't
them.
want,
get
don't
your
want to
shield
ham,
up,
don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
to ham.
Just need dead.
Nice, Tom. Kill him, Tom.
Yes, killed one.
Tom, you saved me. There's another one. Ah, you killed me. Help me.
Go on,
You can rest me. Kill him, guys. Kill him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Come
let's
on,
get to
come
it.
on.
Let's get to
Help me.
it. We really enjoyed the PvP aspect of it. I really like the fact that there's 3 factions and they're all fighting each other, and that means you get into these scenarios where your team or your faction's fighting the other faction, and then the third faction can come in. You can have these huge brawls where all 3 factions are involved, or you'll be having a fight with one faction and they'll be really dominating you, but then out of nowhere the third faction, like the orange faction, can come in and be killing the faction that was beating you, and it's a really cool dynamic.
I'm not gonna get attacked. I'm coming. Jimmy, come to the bridge.
Ah, fuck it.
Oh, fuck, I'm being attacked.
Yeah, he's on the bridge.
Yeah, I see him, he's low health. Come on.
I am.
I'm dead.
How are you dead, Tom?
What?
I need a fucking
How are
bed.
you dead?
How am I dead?
Wow, these guns suck. Oh shit,
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
run.
Go. Don't run to Tom. Oh,
Fucking Harry Potter.
Jimmy, you did not say there were 10 people chasing you. So
I didn't know
bad.
there's that many, holy shit. So look, yeah, obviously in conclusion, it's not without its flaws. The biggest deal for me is that this game is a month away from its actual release. And to me, it just doesn't seem that polished. Like, a lot of people are saying, look, it's just a beta, but this game's been in development for so long. It was supposed to be released last year, and they pushed it back, and it still feels like it's the same game of then. So it's kind of makes you think, what have they been doing in that year? And my guess is they've been developing the end game, which is fair enough. It's just a bit worrying that the game in beta is in this current state with so many issues still, and the game is, it's so soon to be released. But thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you think.